Welcome back to day 3 of the border battle here in Kitchener at Peter Hallman Ball Yard. I'm Natalie Stoberman, joined by John Evans. We are about to get underway. Team Canada on the women's side versus the Kahunaverse All-Star team. And this is one of the last games to wrap up a very significant day on the women's side before we get to that border battle at 4 o'clock. Leading off for Kahunaverse is Olivia Crosley. She rips a shot to center field, but Paige Smith is able to gobble that up for the first out. And these teams have played each other a couple times already this tournament, John.
They have, yeah, and they'll be quite familiar with each other, both from playing on regular circuit, Canadian championships, and quite familiar with each other over the last 2 days, playing multiple games against each other.
Now that brings up the shortstop, Kendra Murphy for Kahunaverse, with Fez Verboom starting for Team Canada on the mound.
Yeah, Kendra's been quite impressive the whole weekend defensively at shortstop, really anchoring this Kahunaverse All-Star squad. One and one is the count we start here with. Time was called by plate umpire Sandra Ferrand.
So that pitch should not count.
It does not.
It's still a 2-1 count for Kendra Murphy. Guess it does. She takes the 3-pitch walk.
Yeah, that'll be a good start. I think the Kahunaverse team will want to jump on Team Canada here a little bit early, test them. Team Canada certainly have some lineup changes from what we've seen all through the weekend, so Coach Cornelos may be doing a resting rotation or giving some ladies some last opportunities to impress maybe for the final game.
That's true, because the final game is for all the marbles, the border battle matchup against Canada and the U.S., and Team Canada is able to get the force out at second, and that gives Amanda Sanderson a chance to get on base as she stands at first. And it wouldn't surprise me also, because the Americans are staying to watch as many games as they can. Coach Cornelis probably does not want to show his hand too much to give them an idea of what they're getting themselves into as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. There are some changes from last year's teams on both sides. So, yeah, there'll be some U.S. representatives here, I'm sure, taking notes of who's up, how the rotation, how Tony's put things together. They will be familiar. I know the U.S. team has been trying to watch as many Team Canada games as possible. They want to take that title home with them.
That would not surprise me in the least. Here's the third baseman, Tennis Trottier, coming up after that single from Bridget Little, the extra hitter for Kahunaverse. And there's Trottier ripping a shot up the middle. That scores Sanderson. Oh, and she eats it. She's back up. She seems okay. I'm sure Coach Cornelis has given her a few words of encouragement.
Yeah, for sure. Smiles all the way around there.
I have to admit, though, even if you're wearing turf shoes, I'm always so apprehensive about really taking a hard step on home plate, because you're not getting any grip on it. And even if there's a few drops of water from the rain, I definitely do not want to touch home. So I can understand her losing her footing touching home plate.
Yeah, they do water down the diamond here in between games. They manicured it, so there might have been some moisture there that we saw last night affect last night's game a little bit with the moisture on the grass, affecting some throw-ins and ball skipping.
And here, Trish Whaley, the left fielder for Kahunaverse, playing with runners on second and first.
I think one telling sign here is Coach Cornelis has gone with the 5-lady infield.
And she finds a shot. Will it bring a run home? No, it won't, but Tanis is hung out to dry, and here's the rundown. They're going to get Tanis. She's gone. Solbers makes the tag, but they're able to score little.
I think
Tanis is down.
Hit the ground hard there. I think maybe banged her knee. Let's hope it's not much worse than that.
Yes, it does look like a knee. She's walking it off.
That will be the third out of the inning. Hands here from the crowd as she gets up to...
So the run does not score. Kahunaverse not able to get on the board.
I think they're going to...
Well, no, the run would have crossed before.
Yeah, before the tag, so we're going to see if they're going to count that one. They certainly got one on the base hit by Bridget Little earlier. Amanda Sanderson bit the dirt. I'm not sure if they are going to count the run. We'll get some confirmation from the umpires, but it looks like they do plate 2 runs here.
Team Canada, assistant coach Kelly, getting confirmation as well from the umpires. But Kahunaverse is taking the field, so I doubt they will be overturning that last run.
Yeah, I think Sandy is indicating the run did score. She should give some sort of indication up here to the booth at some point, we hope, unless there's a change on the board. She might look at the board, but I think they're going to count that run. It was a tag play, so if the run does cross the plate prior to the tag being applied, it will count. To be honest with you, I wasn't watching home base at all. I watched Tanis with her head down there, trucking into third base, and was more focused on
exactly that rundown. Rundowns are very exciting to watch, but very difficult to do on the offensive and on the defensive side. There's so much happening. It's basically a hot mess happening in fast motion.
It is. I would. Tanis played it right. I think she put her head down, realized she was in a bit of trouble, and tried to stay in the rundown as long as possible.
To get the run scored. And here's Canada. We do have a 2-0 lead for Team Kahunaverse. Team Canada leading off with Lenny Stoddart.
We think so, yeah. Sorry, we're just checking with the crew here. We think it's 2-0 for sure.
Stoddart leading off with a single for the Canadians, the right fielder, getting Canada going.
Oh, now Bugs just changed it to 1.
All right, our correction. We do have official confirmation that that last run from the rundown did not score. So it is a 1-0 lead for Kahunaverse. Jacqueline O'Quinn for Team Canada rips a shot into the gap in right center field. Stoddart is on her horse. She's getting to third. Runners are on the corners for Team Canada with none out.
And the Kahunaverse ladies, which they've done all weekend, are going with the 4-lady infield, 4 outfielders. You'll see the difference. If you're joining us for the first time, when you watch Team Canada take the field, you will see 5 ladies. There is 1 extra fielder in slow pitch compared to baseball or fastball.
Jackie Bates rolls on that one. Tanis gets a glove on it, is able to get the force at second. Can't hold on to it at first, but the runner stays put at third. So there's 1 gone for Kahunaverse, and still a force at second base with runners on the corners.
Yeah, Lenny Stoddart didn't get off the bag well. I think maybe he thought the ball was in front with Tanis and didn't score on that.
Erica Burns, the catcher here tonight, or today, with a shot to right center field. Kahunaverse, Ashley Brown.
That's going to plate Lenny Stoddart.
Sack fly. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Play for the team. Sacrifice yourself for the betterment of your club.
I think early on this, getting a feel of it. You know, it's a big day for these ladies. The Team Canada, there'll be some nerves. It's nice for they get 1 game out of maybe chase them away, but you know, they're playing against friends and competitors, and they're going to want to put a good showing on here.
Exactly. This is championship day. It's a big deal.
Big deal.
Solberg, the 5-man today for Team Canada, up at the dish with Jackie Bates ahead of her at first. There's a rip through the right gap. Oh! Olivia Crosley gets the glove on it, but cannot hold on to it. Slows it down a little bit. Able to bring it in, and there's runners on first and second. A great piece of hitting from Solberg.
She's been very impressive the whole weekend. She's been one of the consistent ladies in the lineup in the same spot, and being tremendous in the 5-man position. We've seen her take some crazy bounces off different parts of her body and get some outs. Key player for Team Canada if they're going to win today.
Here's up Katie Clowett.
One of the power threats. Her, along with Erica Burns, Jackie Betts, have hit homers this weekend.
And you can see Kahunaverse adjusting to that to respect that power. Murphy was halfway to left field, anticipating a hard hit ball to her, and she was in the right vicinity, but nowhere near it. The bases are juiced for the Canadians with 2 gone.
That's what we've seen from Kendra the entire weekend. She's been very strong defensively, taking advantage of playing deeper in the force outs and made some tremendous plays out there. Pitcher Fez Verboom.
She takes a ball for her first pitch. When the bases are loaded and you're up at the dish and you have a chance to plate some runs with 2 outs especially, it's a lot of pressure, but you just have to keep everything very simple and just do what you have to do. A single, just find the gap, and Fez Verboom does. 2-run single for Fez, the pitcher, and almost getting caught off of third base. Katie Cloet making sure that she keeps her toe on the bag and not ending this inning, especially. You don't want to be the last out at third base.
Not on a play like that, no.
No.
That might have played in, again, a little bit of moisture on the bag. We saw it last night with Ron Nadlin getting back to first base and his foot slipping off the bag, being unfortunately tagged out prior to getting his hand back on the bag. There's a courtesy runner happening there at first base. That's a 2-out pitcher rule that allows a pitcher to get in the dugout, get their safety gear on, help with the speed of play.
Here's
that's going to drop.
Paige Smith. That will find the hole. Bloop City over here in left field. Not much you can do about that, especially when you have to respect a very strong hitting lineup from Team Canada.
Yeah, they're strong top to bottom. Respecting that that in the outfield with their depth of play, that those flares are those little troublesome ones that you want to shake your head at, but
of course, there's nothing you can do about that, but you have to let it go and get the next one. Here's Tanya Gulbranson finding the hole just over second base. Will they send the runner home? No, they won't.
Ashley Brown got to that ball very quickly, got it in to hold the runner at third base.
Bases juiced once again for Team Canada. They seem to be on a bit of a rally with 2 gone, putting up 4 runs so far with a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, Coach Carnelos is going to be really happy.
Here's Klunder with another shot in the gap. Line drives, line drives, line drives for Team Canada. They play 2 here, 6-1 for the Maple Leafs. And we were talking about nerves not that long ago. It does not seem like they are facing that today. They seem to be in a great rhythm, almost as if getting ready for this border battle. They're getting tuned up right now.
They are. They're most focused I've seen them the entire weekend. And Coach Carnelos last night, talking to him, he said his ladies were ready. They were focused. They knew what they had to do. Disappointed with, some of the showings earlier on these games, but they knew what they were going to do, and he said expect a different team on Sunday.
That's right. And here's Lyons. She finds the hole past Kendra Murphy. She takes a big round around first base, but the leader isn't going anywhere. Another run scores for Team Canada.
That rolls it to the top of the order. Lenny Stoddard, a base hitter, first at bat.
And that was this inning.
Which 2 out. There was 2 outs through 4 hitters. So these 2 out runs, a good sign. We talk about momentum. Chris and I talked about it again this morning, and seizing opportunity.
Oh, Kendra Murphy with the grab. Where's the MLB highlights when you need one? You don't need it when you're at the border battle, because the defense has been absolutely spectacular all weekend long, and Kendra Murphy should definitely be considered one of the all-stars so far this weekend at short. Let's have a look at that play again. Great position, and it's not even just the positioning, it's also the reaction time. And now that we see Team Kahunaverse, they're down 7-1, going into the dugout, and they know that they are within reach, but if they don't add some runs on the board, Team Canada will steamroll ahead and never look back.
Yeah, that was lots of clutch stuff there. Kendra making a great play to get Kahunaverse out of that inning. That hitting, starting with Kirsten Solberg after Erica Burns hit that sac fly. Just rolled it through Katie, Fez, Paige, Tanya, Ashley. They all came up with big hits, 2 outs. A lot of runs scored there after 2 out.
And that's the beauty of this kind of a team sport, is if you do your job and you trust that the batter behind you is going to do their job, no one is going to get out. You're going to keep going and going and going because there's that trust and that confidence.
And certainly there's a lot of confident swings came from Team Canada there. That's got to be encouraging.
That's right, and here's Ashley Jackson, the first baseman leading off for Kahunaverse. Fez for boom on the mound. There's a shot. Will that find the gap? No, it will not. Trish Whaley. Sorry, pardon me. Ashley Klunder. Ashley Klunder with a great grab. Had to cover some ground there, but she had lots of time to make her way underneath the ball.
Yeah, good read on that, and very sure-handed. Ashley is out there and made an easy catch.
Here we have Ashley Brown.
Lots of Ashleys here. They're challenging us.
They are, and Browns. There's a shot from Brown. And it drops right in front of Smith.
Yeah, Paige had a good read on that. I just think it wasn't hit as strongly. Ashley Brown's a very powerful, strong hitter. And certainly got off the end of the bat, I think, at that one. And wasn't hit it in typical Ashley Brown style.
Exactly. It did look like it died in the air. Kristen Rundell, the right fielder for Kahunaverse. One runner on here, one out. There's a shot up the middle. We've been seeing a lot of those so far this game, station to station. Both Team Canada and Team Kahunaverse seem to be employing a similar strategy to getting the train out of the station.
Yeah, it's nice to see both teams are coming out here wanting to hit. We saw a little bit of, trepidation this morning with both games. Slow starts from both teams, but it seems like both ladies' teams are coming out here deciding to make this an offensive duel.
That's right, and we have the catcher, Ricky Dutcher, taking the first pitch for a strike. The infield for Team Canada, doming around the lip of the infield, and Dutcher finds the hole, making the throw to second. The runners will stay put, nobody scores, but the bases are loaded for Kahunaverse, and they are threatening.
They are. It's nice. We've had 2 good ball games so far today. Be nice. It's Sunday. It's some good matchups here, and it'd be nice to see a real solid back and forth game today.
And that's all you can ask for a big championship Sunday, is more great competition. There's Jack O'Quinn making a tough grab over her shoulder and making a quick throw. It's too bad Burns couldn't hold on to that ball because that throw was on line, even with a bit of a short hop. But the fact that she was able to have that range to go opposite over her throwing shoulder, no doubt, back facing the field, and then turn to make a throw right away is so heads up on the defensive end for O'Quinn.
We saw a play like that for Jack yesterday that she didn't make, and she took a different route to that, as we had spoke about, not traditionally at second base, but she's made an adjustment.
And here we have Crosley staying hot this weekend for Kahunaverse. Another run coming in.
Good hustle.
Good hustle from the base runners for Kahunaverse. Crosley plates 2 with an RBI single. And they're back on the board, and the threat continues with 2 out.
Yeah, talking to Coach Carnelis as well last night, the big team can make 3 additions today. They will be selecting some players off Kahunaverse, and I know Crosley is definitely on Tony's radar. Nice catch.
Hey, there's a grab, a great grab from Paige Smith, making up for that one that dropped just in front of her, even though she had a beat on it. Just goes to show you that she's got what it takes.
Yeah, she attacked that ball and made a great catch. As Kahunaverse answers the 7th spot from Team Canada by putting up 2 of their own in the second.
And Team Canada seems to be very satisfied with the way that they were able to contain Kahunaverse to only 2 runs that inning as they were going back into the dugout. The momentum, not just the momentum, but the energy coming out of Team Canada's dugout seems to be right where it needs to be. They are up, they are positive, not too high, not too low, but they're there for their teammates, and they have to keep that going and maintain that for the border battle tonight at 4 o'clock. So what better way to start that now? Get it going early so you don't have to worry about it later.
Yeah, for sure. The coaching staff will be happy with that. That could have been a big inning by Kahunaverse. After the first out, they had 3 consecutive hits and loaded up the bases, and to get out of that by only giving up 2, I think is an important stepping stone for Team Canada.
And leading off the bottom of the second inning, Jacqueline O'Quinn, the second baseman, with a great play in foul territory and making a tough throw to home to keep the runner from tagging up and scoring. She takes that one for a strike.
Yeah, Jack will be looking for a pitch here to get the ladies going.
There
Great
she
swing.
goes, spraying it to the right side of the field after going up the middle the last few times. That's one way to play the game.
It is. Yeah, she saw that opening over there and was patient, waited for a pitch, took some close pitches there, and took a pitch she could hit to get on base. She knows how important it is to get on base here in front of Jackie.
Exactly, the extra hitter today, playing further up in the box than usual, and there's a shot. Will it get out? Will it stay or will it go? She gone, Jackie Bates. There's a 2-run shot for Team Canada, finally using up one of their 10 home runs here in the bottom of the second. Call it 9-3.
Yeah, we saw Jackie come in the park earlier. We caught her on screen, and we were mentioning, you know, get out to the ballpark here. See lots of home runs. The ladies' game at 4 o'clock is going to be a very competitive game. Team Canada, Team USA, good offensive teams, great defense. We saw both of that last night, the offense and the defense in the men's game.
That's right. The offense was heating up yesterday for the women's national team, and Erica Burns with a great line drive, such a smooth swing just to direct the ball where she wanted it to go and avoid the middle infielders and the infielders in the way. It's just a great piece of hitting all around from Team Canada. They've already cycled the lineup once before. They're going up the second time, and it's the bottom of the second, and everyone seems to be having that same comfortable approach.
Yeah, it's so important. You know, Jackie, Erica's done a great job. Jackie is such a strong, powerful hitter.
There's a shot down the line. Is it fair? No, just foul.
And I think it's going to be important for Erica. She's proven through the weekend to get on base after a big swing by Jackie. Keep the momentum going. Get it to Kirsten. Get it to Kate. It's going to be a very important part of Canada's lineup from Lenny straight on down, right on through to the 8-9 hitters.
Solberg with another line drive shot into the left center alley. Erica Burns makes it to second base, no tag, no contest. And you're totally right about that. Part of doing your job as a hitter is to make the jobs of the hitters behind you easier. You don't want someone like Jackie Bates to come up with no one on base and have a solo shot or not have that kind of an opportunity to put more than one run on the board. Here's Tanis Trottier making the easy play to third. Kind of hesitated there, knowing that Erica Burns was on her way, but she knew that she wasn't going to come anywhere near her, so may as well touch the bag and get out of there.
Yeah, she got a little in between. I don't think they had talked out prior to that play who was going to take the bag on the throw, and that caused that little bit of hesitation. We saw some rush throws last night that led to some throwaway balls, stuff you should have held. Tanis collected herself, made sure she got an out, took the one in front of her. Smart play.
Cool, calm, and collected. Here comes Team Canada again. There's a shot down the right field line. Easy catch for Kristen Rundell. But the runner tags up. Solberg advances to third with a runner on first for Team Canada here.
And advanced Solberg to third. Kate on first.
Here comes Smith. That's caught for Kahunaverse.
It's now 9-3 for Team Canada.
And that's the inning. After 2 innings, we have a 9-3 ball game leading for Team Canada. They are in the driver's seat. They don't look like they're going to be giving up shotgun in this game here to Kahunaverse, and they need that. We cannot stress that enough. That border battle tonight at 4 o'clock. We hope that you can join us either online or here at Peter Hallman Ball Yard wearing your red, and that's the game that they have circled on their calendar. Everything else is just the next step to the top of the pyramid for them.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to want to build to that 4 o'clock game.
Stay with us for the top of the third inning after these messages.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We had a bit of a rough start to the season. Mom! So it was time to update Dylan's gear. Kahunaverse.com had it all, including equipment and our team's custom clothing. Looking playoff ready, Dylan.
From prospect to pro, Kahunaverse.com.
Welcome back to the top of the third inning. Team Canada leading 9-3. We've got leading off for Team Kahunaverse, Amanda Sanderson, the left center fielder. They're going with a 4-woman outfield against the Canadians. Sanderson finds a shot to left field. Easy stand-up single, rounding the bag. Huge round. You never know. You never know what happens in this kind of an arena.
Yeah, for sure. Put the pressure on, right? There's no reason not to. Run hard, see what happens in front of you. One of the power threats here for Kahunaverse, Bridget Little.
I'm a big believer in putting pressure on teams, especially when you have to play against the best team in the country. You better make them work for that because they probably already think that they've got the win in the bag.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit of pressure's off, 9-3 lead. And they're not feeling much pressure, but Kahunaverse is going to want to apply a little.
Here we go. That's dropping into the hole again. Not much that Ashley Klunder can do about that. 2 runners on for Kahunaverse, none out.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Bridget is one of the power threats here for Kahunaverse, and they started playing a little deeper, much like Tanis as well, is one of the power threats on this side. So those little flares or those not well hit balls are balls that are going to drop in.
That's right. The flares is what could make or break this kind of a game. Looks like there's another flare here, but holy moly, nobody can stop that. Lenny Stoddard with a spectacular diving catch from right field into the alley at right center.
I think it popped out of her glove. Yeah, I think it popped out of her glove as she hit the ground. I don't know if we'll be able to get a replay on that, but certainly I think it popped out. 1 run did score, and Bridget Little did move up to second base. So, certainly with what's happened on the diamond there, that ball did pop out of Lenny's glove. Great effort.
Great effort, and she was there. She had a beat on that from the start. Nothing to be too upset about. It's just the one that got away almost. And there's a shot right to the pole in left field, but it is called foul by the umpires on the field here. What a shot from
Trish
Whaley, the left fielder here.
Yeah, another power threat for this Kahunaverse team. I think there's some talk here. Bruce Collette's not happy about the call. I'm almost positive that hit the foul pole. Positive
I am
with the way it
too.
reacted.
Dead on the foul pole. Like, it should be a contest to see if someone could hit the foul pole and someone would go away with free beer for a year, because it's so unlikely. But it happened, and I'm willing to put my money on that it hit the foul pole.
Oh, if only you had a golden ticket to share.
If only I had a golden ticket.
The umpires are convening. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to. They're looking at the position of the runners. I think they're going to reverse this call and call it a fair ball. Yeah, they're calling the coaches out. They're going to call it a fair ball, and I don't know how they're going to advance the runners, but that ball was fair. I'm thinking Bob Smith down the line was calling it fair. Umpire Sandy did throw her hands up right away and call it a foul ball instantly. Tony Carnelos is not happy, as you can see there, so clearly they're calling it a fair ball. And I'm not sure how they're going to position the players here, Natalie.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just give a grand rule double kind of a rule and apply it to this situation. But, of course, we will see. Ground rule double rule applies here. Oh, no, it does not. They give her a single. Everybody moves up 1. The bases are juiced for Kahunaverse, even though I would not be surprised if Whaley would be able to make it to second on a hit like that. They give her a single, and here comes number 24, Ashley Jackson. Nobody out. Everybody's on.
That's
Pop up to
down.
the right center. That could
Nope.
fall.
Good
No,
for Lenny.
it will not. Lenny Stoddard makes the catch, and she's shallow enough that she could shoot it over to home and make an easy play to try and get the runner at third, so they stay put.
I don't think either team would be happy with the call there on Trish Whaley. I think certainly if the play played out, I think 2 runs score on that, and Trish gets the second, if not third, depending on where the bounce is. Ashley played it really well off the fence. But putting Trish on first base and the runners only advancing wouldn't be ideal for the Kahunaverse team either, as it looked like they would have scored 2 runs almost for sure.
And Ashley Brown, the right center fielder up at the dish. I think it's a blessing in disguise for Team Canada. There's a flare right in the corner. Jack O'Quinn is all over it. She makes the catch. Nobody goes too shallow for Kahunaverse to move on that. And another blessing in disguise for Team Canada by giving Whaley that single, keeping everyone on the base paths. It's just been Team Canada is able to work with that now, especially after the first out with Lenny Stoddard making that catch. They have all they need now is to touch a bag and they're out of here and get out of the threat. There's a shot to the left center alley. 1 run scores. Trottier scores. So that's what Team Canada was trying to avoid.
Yeah, I would say it wasn't even, it's not even disguise that blessing. I think it was a huge blessing and benefit to Team Canada to only put Trish on first base. Good on Christian Rundell to get that base knock to plate those 2 runs that probably would have scored on Trish's base hit.
Here we go, Ricky Dutcher. Will it find the hole? No, it will not. Lenny Stoddard, like a vacuum out there in right field. Kahunaverse held only to 2 runs off an interesting call on a ball that was called fair after being called foul, hitting right off the foul pole. It could have been game over for Team Canada had that ball been called fair right away and the runners advanced like rabbits on the field.
Yeah, I see Coach Carnelos out there talking to Sandy, I think getting the ruling on that. Tony's argument on that, of reading his lips a couple times, was that he was asking why that wouldn't be Bob Smith's call. It's a play in the outfield. Traditionally, the home plate umpire follows the ball down. It did look like Bob ran down the line, and he either called it foul, and Sandy reacted to Bob's call, but eventually they got the call right. We're not just sure if the positioning of the players was what would have resulted from that play.
Right, and even though the outfield umpire had the advantage by being closer to the play, home plate umpire still has the final say in that kind of a situation.
Yeah, I think in a 3-man lineup like this with the umpires, it will change later on tonight. We're going to go to larger umpiring crews for the big games. But certainly as the umpires are laid out there, certainly the home plate umpire is responsible for fair and foul calls. They can rely on some help from the field umpires, but it is their call.
Tanya Gulbranson leading off for Team Canada. There's a shot. Looks like Kahunaverse has a beat on it. Yes, they do. Ashley Brown, the right center fielder in the 4-woman outfield.
Ashley Brown's been busy today, getting mostly throwing in a lot of balls from base hits, but has made a few fly ball catches, as steady as always.
Ashley Klunder up at the dish for Team Canada. Woo! Tanis, hold on to it. No, she cannot, but can she get her out? No, she can't. Wow. Tanis, where did you get those hops from? She got up there to get a piece of that ball, but it was hit so hard she couldn't even close the ball, her glove around it.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe that little knock she had earlier diving to third, it didn't look like she had great power pushing off with that knee she may have banged, but gave herself a good opportunity to make a play.
Here comes the shortstop, Kira Lyons.
Important here for Kira to get it back to the top of the lineup.
There she goes. Can Cross hold on to it? Oh, darn. Great defensive play, and she knows that she could have had that throw.
As you see Kendra there slapping her glove going, that's a heck of a play. It would have been a great play for Kendra as well if she held on that ball. Crosley got rid of it quickly online, but certainly Kendra moving to get to the bag and trying to give her a big target. It would have been a sensational play by both ladies.
It would have, and sometimes in those situations, you don't want to get out of the glove too quickly. You have to be able to set yourself up to make a good throw. And there's a shot to the center fielder. Canada able to score. Klunder from second. And that's an RBI shot for Lenny Stoddard.
Yeah, Lenny's the catalyst of Team Canada, and she shows both defensively, making some plays in the outfield there and getting the bats going. Certainly it shows Crosley and Kendra are why they're on Team Canada's radar to be additions to the roster for tonight's game.
Of course, and Crosley has been solid up at the plate as well, hitting a monster shot yesterday against Team Canada, and she made it known. I hope you saw that, Tony.
Yeah, for sure. That was, she's making a statement.
That's right, and there's O'Quinn making a statement of her own through the right side of the field again. Finding the holes everywhere she goes. And the bases have 2 runners on for Jackie Bates in her last at-bat, getting the only home run so far this game.
We talked about it, the importance of having people on here for Jackie and Erica, both Lenny and Jack doing their job.
Make it easier for Jackie Bates to come up and do some damage, do her job, hitting the long ball.
I think if you see success for Team Canada tonight.
Oh, past Tanis. But Murphy is there to play the shift way into left field here, but they're able to contain the runners but not get any outs.
Yeah, the throw was a little wild. That was a good play again. Can't say it enough. Kendra's really impressed me with her. Much like Ryan from the Futures team, he always seemed to be in the right spot, had that feel of where he should be, and sometimes you're going, why the heck are they there? But they're making plays, and the throw was a little off there. Kendra would want that back, but there's no one else I think makes that play here at this tournament.
You're correct. I would definitely agree with that. Here comes the catcher, Erica Burns, one of the few Canadian women that wears a helmet up at the dish. And it seems to be a Western movement that we were discussing on Friday.
Yes, that is in fact true.
There's a shot up the middle. Stoddard scores. Jacqueline gets held up at third. Ball comes into second, and they're only able to move up one station. Team Canada make it 12-6 so far. There's only one out in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, they're making a statement here. Bully's going to slow things down or make a pitching change. I was going to touch base earlier. I think if you see success with the Team Canada ladies tonight when we go through the scorecard and they are victorious, you're going to see Jackie, Erica, they're going to have significant contributions to the offense. I wouldn't be surprised if you see, 5, 6, 7 RBIs for both of them. I think they're the real catalyst of the teams. The ladies in front of them are going to have to get on base, but Jackie, Erica, Kirsten, who's at the plate now, we're going to have to see big days from them to carry Team Canada to, let's hope, they're back-to-back championships.
That's right. They do have the target on their back as the reigning champ. Last year's inaugural women's championship for the border battle that was held in Oklahoma City. And it looks like you are right. Bully is making some changes here. We do have a new pitcher warming up for Kahunaverse, and Coach Bully's making the change right now with the home plate umpire. Team Canada looking on. Katie Clowett. She's up soon. Trying to get a read for who's pitching.
Yeah, I should have certainly mentioned Katie. I know Tony drops her down a little bit in the lineup because of the power she has, and she can pick up, Erica getting base hits, followed by Kirsten, and then Katie, certainly with the power that she possesses in that bat. And I know Tony likes to lump his lineup in groups of 3. Base hit, power, base hit, power, speed, maybe a little bit less speed, but has the power bat to really group, his players together.
And you have to have those groupings because you want to get the rabbits on base so that you can knock them all in one shot, ideally. It's one of the many similarities to strategy from across all 3, baseball, slow pitch, and softball. And now pitching for Kahunaverse is number 13, Selena Matthews, coming in for Shannon Wright. And she's up against Solberg. Solberg getting a taste of the new pitcher from Kahunaverse here.
Also another change there. They made a defensive change, 12 out. Ricky Ducher is going to be out, substitute by number 22, Lynn Vigier. We'll go in there for defense.
Solberg takes the walk after the pitching change from Kahunaverse. That brings up the mighty Katie Clowett with bases juiced. Gets under this one. Will it find the hole? No, it will not. Trish Whaley makes a play, but Team Canada is able to tag at third. And she's cooked. Solberg cannot get back in time to first. The runner at second didn't even move a muscle. And Solberg was halfway to second when Kahunaverse figured that they could get her out for the double play off a great catch from Trish Whaley and a great throw relaying back to first. Solid defense from Kahunaverse. They can play against Team Canada.
They can. Yeah, their defense matches. Certainly mental errors that Coach Carnelis won't want. We talked about the very small errors, the walks. Any kind of error. These teams are so bunched so tight together, it can be a difference in a game, right? It switches that momentum. It gives the ability for a little bit of extra depth into an inning.
That's right, and Team Canada with the 14-6 lead at the end of the third inning. So far, so good for Team Canada, but they can't seem to shake Kahunaverse so far in this inning, especially after playing them last night, and they had their number for most of the night.
Yeah, they did for sure. And, you know, I don't think this Kahunaverse ladies team is going to go away. They have pride. You can see Coach Boley made a pitching change to stop the momentum. They're here to win. They have a lot of pride on the line. They have family, friends in the stands cheering them on. And also making a case for, hey, look at me. You know, if this border battle thing continues into next year, I want to be part of it. So a lot of these ladies have been, and of course we touched on there's 3 spots open, right? 3 of these ladies will be joining the Team Canada team tonight, and all of them are going to want to put that jersey on and
That's right.
help their teammates.
For a lot of them, including myself, it was a childhood dream to be able to put the Team Canada jersey on, and those 3 women that are able to do it from Kahunaverse, that would be a great honor. Here we have Selena Mathieu, the new pitcher for Kahunaverse, lining out to Jess O'Quinn in left field.
The second baseman, number 77, Olivia Crossley.
That brings up the leader for Kahunaverse, Olivia Crossley.
Been
As she
very
digs in.
impressive.
Yes, she has been. Definitely a front runner to play in the border battle tonight with Team Canada.
I would certainly say her and Kendra, who will be following her, are almost as sure locks as.
There's a shot up the middle. They played her just right. Solberg, right place, right time. Covering that shot up the middle on the right side of the second base bag. Crossley can't get through this time, but it was a great piece of hitting otherwise. And here comes Kendra Murphy, another player that is on Team Canada's radar for her stellar play out in shortstop all weekend. And there's a shot right down the right field line. That's tailing. That's fair. She's turning 2. No doubt about that. Will she go for 3? She's having a look at the third base coach. She's going. She's on her horse. Will they make the throw? No way. She's up and she's pumped. I saw that yell. It was tribal. I felt it.
It was, yes.
I felt it from here. She is pumped up. She's giving Canada a great showing so far this tournament.
Yeah, she is probably one of my favorite players at the tournament. The little subtle fist pumps when she makes a play that no one else here would have a chance to make.
And that scores Murphy. Amanda Sanderson with a great piece of hitting through the right side of the field. That's textbook slow pitch.
Yeah, took advantage of the defense, right? You have that extra infielder in here. Why hit in the teeth of that and take advantage? If you get a pitch, you can drive the other way. You got to do it. Fez, I think, not happy with that pitch. She tapped her chest. Probably let that ball float a little bit outside to allow that swing.
Here's Bridget Little. There's a shot from Little. That ain't Little. That's going to find the fence, the warning track. Kahunaverse on their horse. They're going to score one here. There's Sanderson, crosses the plate off a stand-up double from Little.
Not going away. We talked about it. Kahunaverse is going to hang around this game as long as possible. They got themselves within 6 runs.
That brings up Tennis Trottier. And it looks like Verboom is trying to direct her infielders to try and end the threat, because Tennis Trottier has been very consistent up at the plate. She can find a hole that could definitely score Little from second.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this defense moving to stop that push hit. Tanis is a powerful, strong pull hitter. That's her comfort zone. She can't go the other way. She's a complete player, but this might be a little bit of overthinking. Oh, may have worked out.
Pops that one up. Easy play for Kira Lyons with the game face from shortstop, and Team Canada ends the threat, but Kahunaverse sticking around. Can't seem to get them out of the way like a bad weed.
Yeah, no, they keep growing up. They try and pluck them out of the ground and keep growing up here.
Canada's up. High fives all around.
Yeah, it's impressive for the Kahunaverse team here. They've scored in every inning, 1-2, 3-2. So, you know, they've let Team Canada know they're not going to go away, which Team Canada is going to be thinking of, even though they have a fairly comfortable lead. The home team here up 6. There's still quite a bit of work left for them to do. And certainly the pressure points have switched a little bit. If Canada or Kahunaverse is able to get a clean inning here, they're in a good part of their lineup. Trish and Ashley, the 2 Ashleys, back-to-back Ashleys, will look to put a bit of pressure on Team Canada.
Now as we start off the bottom of the 4th inning, Fez Verboom, the pitcher for Team Canada, facing Selena Mathieu for the first time this game. And just by the looks of it, Kahunaverse is anticipating a nice deep shot to the right side of the field, but Verboom pops it up to center field. Uh-oh, Sanderson almost has a little trouble with that coming in on her first step as opposed to going out. It looked like that ball had some carried, but it doesn't look windy out today, not like the first 2 days of this tournament.
Yeah, no, earlier, the first 2 games this morning, the wind was blowing right in. We saw a lot of balls going out to right field that everyone's gasping as home runs fell well short. So maybe the wind's swirling a little bit out to center.
And here's Paige Smith hustling after hitting the ball right to Kendra Murphy. But Kendra Murphy's got a gun out in shortstop, and she fires it over to first just in time with a great stretch. Great stretch at first from Tanya Gulbranson. My apologies, Ashley Jackson. We have Gulbranson up at the dish right now for Team Canada. And that's the piece of hitting that they're looking for. A nice spot over at first in right field. That gets bobbled by Rundell, but she keeps it in front. Kahunaverse able to contain the threat. But there's a runner on with 1 out.
I was going to mention, I'm sure you want Fez Verboom to be in tonight's ball game. I think you enjoy saying her name.
I don't not enjoy it. Fez Verboom, she does have the best name in the tournament, behind Steele Lewis.
Yes,
Steele has a great name too, but it's no Verboom. There's a shot to Tanis. Tanis can't seem to get around that hard hit chopper to third, but there's coverage at the bag, making sure that Team Canada doesn't try to steal on it. I'm sure Tanis is going to want that back just a half second late to try and get that foot around to keep her body in front of the ball.
I was going to mention, too, probably between Fez and Steele, it'd be a race of who has the nicest hair, too.
Oh, yes, there's also a few players that could take home the border battle for best hair.
You missed this morning, Ryan from the Futures team pitched this morning, so it was fun to watch him pitch with the hair blowing in the breeze.
Oh, yeah. Darn it. Well, there's a shot. Canada pushing, and they score on this RBI shot from Kira Lyons, the shortstop. Now that they turn over the lineup, it gives Lenny Stoddard something to play with here. Runners on first and second, only 1 out, and she has been consistent so far this game.
Yeah, Tony's going to be happy with the bottom of his lineup. That's Kira's 3rd straight base hit that gets it up to Lenny.
Ball gets kicked away, and she takes that one for a strike. And that's your job at the bottom of the lineup, is to get on base to get that top of the order back in. There's a shot over to Murphy. She flips it over to Crossley. That was a close play. It looked like the runner at second may have had a chance to beat that flip out, but Kahunaverse gets out of it. Only stuck 7 here.
Take 1 empty field. Round up a group of players, add 3 bases, plus 1 home plate, throw in a softball, and add an umpire. It's not hard to get a game of softball going, and to keep it going from the time you're 4 till you're 84. Softball. Get in the game.
Welcome back. The top of the 5th inning in this border battle matchup between Team Canada and Kahunaverse. Trish Whaley, the left fielder, flies out to the left center gap. And there's 1 out for Team Canada here. Quick out so far.
Yeah, Kahunaverse has to go here. They need some runs. They've 2 the last inning, but they're gonna be aiming for 5, a solid 5. They gotta get this game within a few. It's getting a little bit later here. We are the top of the 5th.
And Ashley Jackson, the first baseman for Kahunaverse, not feeling that pitch.
Yeah, umpire Sandy got it out nice and loud, nice and quick, illegal pitch. Ashley was able to relax.
There's a shot wanting to go the opposite way. Just waited a little long. Maybe the back shoulder dipped a little bit too low. And that affects the plane of the bat because you want to keep it as straight as possible when you're going through the zone. Any little dip of the top end of the bat pointing to the ground, and you're usually looking at a pop-up. And there she goes. Other way. Will it drop? Yes, it does drop in front of Ashley Klunder. And there's a single for Kahunaverse to get things going here with 1 gone.
Yeah, Ashley Jackson, I think, has put herself in conversation maybe for one of the final spots there, along with Tanis and Bridget. It'll be maybe one of those convenience picks for Tony, what he's looking for, base hit, a bit of power off the bench, but...
That's right, because the first 2 spots, if we had to guess, educated guesses, Olivia Crossley and Kendra Murphy, they're 2 middle infielders that can hit, but he's already got the defense down pat. You would want another big hitter to add to your roster that you can play with here, and you don't want to waste that last spot on another infielder when you already have some of the best in the country.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's why it quickly puts Bridget, Tanis, Amanda into the conversation. They're really solid bats, but you're right, even with Kendra and Olivia, with how well they played defensively, it's probably not a super need for Tony at this point, the defensive part, so he may be just looking for bats to come off the bench, but you never know what happens in a game. There's injuries, there's intensity. The girls are going to be going full speed. A slide into a bag, something can happen. We've seen Tanis in this game having to dive into a bag and getting a knock on the knee.
That's right, and it looked painful, especially on this hard dirt.
So it will be interesting to be in Tony's head, but certainly, Kendra and Olivia have put their mark, or put their best foot forward to put a lot of pressure on Tony for not taking them. All the girls are deserving that have been out here. He could even be looking for some pitching depth. You can't get enough pitching in this game. The roles teams get on, so being able to run through possibly 3 pitchers in a game could be beneficial. So that puts Shannon Wright into the conversation, or Selena as well. Tough to get in Tony's head, but I know the conversations last night where Crosley and Murphy had certainly, turned a lot of heads.
Sounds like you've got the insider information. They would call that insider training. It's illegal.
It is illegal, but necessary in this game.
And here's Rundell, the right fielder for Kahunaverse, playing with 2 runners on for the Kahunas, the big Kahunas, as I'd like to call them. But that's not what they're called.
No.
They're down 15-8 here, and they could do some damage. There's a shot through the left side, and Clowett can't get a read on it here. They make the turn. But Ashley Jackson stays put, doesn't want to get into any trouble here, especially when you're threatening with bases loaded. This is where they want to be. Kahunaverse only stuck 7 here. It's not hard to get and pull ahead and string some runs together here to make it a big game. And now we have a change here that brings up Lynn VJ, number 22 for Kahunaverse, up at the dish for Reek Dutcher.
Good effort there by Lyons and Ashley. You see the intensity in these ladies. They they want to grab outs. There's no one shying away from the ball, and everyone wants to make a play that's going to make a difference.
And that's why you're in the outfield. If you love to run down balls, track them down, get dirty, sacrifice your body, that is the place for you. I always found it a lot of fun. I always found second base a lot of fun, too, because you're always moving, no matter where the ball is hit on the diamond.
Yeah, absolutely. And even, when the game is slow pitch, the 5-man, they're probably the most active. They're involved in every single play. Doesn't no matter.
There's a shot to the left field side, right at Klunder. Not much you can do about that. Was a great shot from VJ. Great piece of hitting coming off the bench. She's getting some validation from her teammates. Nothing to worry about. it'll fall if you keep hitting the ball that hard. And now that brings up the pitcher, Selena Mathieu, number 13. Bases only have first and second here. They were able to score a run on a sac fly from VJ. She was able to do her job. And now Mathieu, can she do her job? Wow, what a great piece of defense from Kira Lyons. Wow, way to get dirty. And like I was saying in the outfield, if you want to sacrifice your body, it's the place for you. Same with shortstop, middle infielders. You definitely have to sacrifice your body the most when it comes to the middle infield because you have so much ground to cover. And Lyons, wow, she was able to get there so quickly, and knowing that she had the force at second, was able to make the easy play. She didn't even have to get back up.
Yeah, I think she's telling you and I, yeah, maybe let Coach Tony add Crossley and Murphy, but they're going to have to come off the bench because she's not going to quickly give up her spot on the diamond.
That's no surprise either, because once you're on a big team, sometimes it's easier to get to the big team than it is to stay on the big team.
Absolutely, yeah, you can turn heads and everyone's looking for that next big player. Sometimes they forget about all the gold that's sitting in front of them.
It's always greener on the other side, John.
That's what they say. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know. It all depends on how you look at it. One of my mentors, Jerry Howarth, he has one of the best sayings that I try and live to. When it comes to the glass being half empty or half full, he always says that his glass is overflowing. And I'm just thinking, wow, that is the best way to look at it, because no matter what's going on, whatever you have in front of you, that glass is probably going to be the best it'll ever be.
That's a fantastic statement, right? Worry about the size of the glass, but it's always going to be overflowing.
And you better hope that you're at the bar when it's overflowing, too.
That would be a good spot to be at for sure.
That's when you know life is good. And here we are in the bottom of the fifth inning. Canada with the hammer. It brings up the second baseman, Jacqueline O'Quinn. She takes the first pitch for a ball, playing with a 2-1 count here. Selena Mathieu going to have to find a way to keep her off the base paths. She's been spraying the ball all throughout the right and the center part of the field, so she's a hard out.
Kahunaverse has made the change, and they put 3 ladies on.
Here we go with the right side again, O'Quinn. But that finds the glove of Kristen Rundell.
That's actually a change altogether. Ashley Brown, as we've seen in some other games from Kahunaverse, has come in from the outfield. She's going to play the 5-man spot, and they're going to change it up and put some pressure on Team Canada from hitting those infield holes to make them to try and hit it over top of some ladies.
And Tina Gulbranson coming in for Jackie Bates. She takes her starter step as she makes an offer at it, but she lines out to Amanda Sanderson.
Tony, I think, certainly getting at-bats for everyone, wants to get everyone involved leading up to that big game that's going to start at 4 o'clock today. Canada-US 4 o'clock ladies game.
That's right, and if you're not here at the ballpark, where you're at home, we'll believe if you tell us it's true. Erica Burns finding the back of the warning track here. She's moving. And she's on second with a stand-up double. And that was a shot.
Having not watched a ton of ladies' games, she's really impressed me. She's one of the girls that stands out with always a quality at bat, as well as Kirsten here, who's going to hit next on the defensive side. She seems to make every play, sacrifices her body, and has very solid, smart team at bats.
That's right, the middle infielder today for the Canadians, Kirsten Solberg. She's also had great positioning in this game, being able to limit the balls that go through the middle. And there she goes, foul ball over the Canadian dugout. That puts her with a 2-2 count. So she has to be very choosy about this. And like you've said in the past, sometimes the best place to hit is up the middle. And that's what she's looking for. Will it drop? No, it will not. Sanderson makes her mark, does her job. 2 outs so far this inning, and Team Canada leading 15-9.
That's going to end the 6th, or sorry, end the 5th.
And stick around for the 6th inning. We've got lots more action coming up after this. Welcome back. Olivia Crossley for Kahunaverse, making her mark all weekend, especially in this game, but cannot seem to find the gap in the Canadian outfield as Clunder and Paige Smith have been patrolling that left side of the field, and great movement from both of them. You saw the backup on one another, making sure that if they could not get that ball, that they'd be able to make the secondary play and hopefully keep Crossley at first. That wasn't an issue. They made the out, and here comes Murphy finding a spot up the left side of the middle here. Easy stand-up single for Murphy.
Another base hit for Kendra.
Another one.
Makes her mark every part of the game.
And after Kendra Murphy, that brings up Amanda Sanderson, left fielder now, after Kahunaverse made an adjustment to remove the fourth outfielder and bring her in. There's a shot past Fez for boom. Another single, and she's going for it. Murphy is hustling to third, stand up. Don't worry about sliding in. She seems to be happy about it, clapping for her teammate, being able to move her around, making the job easier for Little as she comes up, and she's had a hell of a shot on the last at-bat, and you do not want to get Little warmed up here because she will make you pay.
Yeah, there's a few ladies here putting a little bit of pressure on Tony. That was Amanda's third straight base hit as well.
Little takes.
And we know how dangerous Bridget is.
That's right. Now she's playing with a 3-1 count. Fez for boom delivers a pitch, and Little tries to put a smacking on that, but she cannot. But at least Kendra Murphy is able to tag up, and same with Sanderson. They both advance off the sacrifice fly from Little. So still productive, but not the hit that Little wanted.
Yeah, no, here in the sixth inning, they're not looking to push 1 or 2 runs across here. I think at minimum Bruce would have wanted them to do here is at least get to a tie game. Team Canada has 2 more kicks at the can here. Kahunaverse not.
And there's Tanis Trottier, the vet of Kahunaverse, staying cool, calm, and collected in a high-pressure situation. Stuck 5 to Team Canada in the top of the 6th, and she delivers.
Yeah, to Trish Whaley. She's not going to be feeling any pressure here. Solid hitter. She's going to be looking to drive something here.
And that's right, playing with runners on the corners. 2 gone. She takes the first pitch, a ball, playing with a 2-1 count. Illegal pitch. Oh, no. That was called.
Yeah, she called it a ball. I think just indicating to the catcher that it was deep.
3-1 count. She had the green light anyways. What a grab from Kira. Holy moly, she's fast like a cat out there.
Heck of a play. She's made a statement here the last few innings.
That's right, especially when the middle infielders on Kahunaverse have been putting themselves out there for great things later on today in the border battle at 4 o'clock. You said it. They're going to have to be coming off the bench if Kira Lyons keeps playing the way she is.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Kira's not giving up that spot. All the ladies on Team Canada are knowing not to give up their spot, and maybe that adds a little interest to this game, understanding that the Kahunaverse ladies are trying to put a show on to get Coach Tony's eyes focused on them, and the squad that's currently there at the same time going, not so fast. Come join us on our championship run, but we're not going to give up our spots that easily.
And it's also a good thing to have that fire under them to make sure that they don't get comfortable, because that's the last thing you want. You want to have a team that keeps striving for more, even though they've reached the top. They've reached the pinnacle for slow pitch in Canada, and the worst thing you can do is have a complacent team at that stage.
Yeah, you're right. You know, those internal battles, the respect for each girl, pulling for each lady, but at the same time, you need internal competition to keep everyone as sharp as they need to be.
Little healthy competition never hurt anybody. Kate Clowett ripping a shot to the left center alley. There's a single for Team Canada to start off the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, I think Tony certainly has told his ladies as they were coming in, saw him clapping his hands, probably telling them, let's let's go here. Let's make some distance here. Let's make it easy on ourselves on the defensive side going to the top of the 7th.
It's go time.
Foot down. We've seen it yesterday. That Futures team knows when go time is, and I think Tony's looking for the same response. Step on the pedal and see what we got in the tank.
And here we have Fez Verboom, the pitcher for Team Canada. Would probably want to have the pedal on the metal for her sake to make her job a little easier when she goes back to the mound.
Yeah, she can certainly help herself here.
Oh! Uh-oh. That was a knuckler right at the middle infielder. Oh, we hope she's okay.
Yeah, Ashley Brown moving from the outfield to the infield. That ball was knuckling quite harshly at her, putting her hand up, waving her teammates away. She's a tough cookie and a real competitor, so.
She looks like she may have gotten it in the mouth.
Yeah, it looks like it really knuckled her right at the last second, went off the bottom of her glove or the outside of her glove and caught her squarely on the jaw there.
It's going to look good going to work tomorrow.
Having to talk that one back, it'll make her travel out west a little tougher.
Yes, it does, and looks like the medics are coming out onto the field to assess the situation here. Make sure that she's okay. Hopefully there's no risk of concussion because that could be a headshot. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, squarely on the jaw like that. She had her head turned a little bit to the side, but you never want to see. You see a big smile from her there.
Yes, in this game, because there's so much unknown when someone can hit the ball so incredibly hard. The ball comes in slow, but it leaps so much faster, and the contrast can make things very difficult for infielders and outfielders. We've seen outfielders have trouble with those knucklers, and if you hit it head on, you have less time to figure out where it's going for the infielders, which could be good or bad. But of course, Brown, she's fine.
Yep. She's a true battler. Wouldn't expect anything less from her. I'm sure she's more upset she didn't make the play than saddened with how it feels.
Of course, that's what's going to hurt more.
Yep, for sure for her. Yeah.
Everybody getting back into position.
This is always a tough part of the game when your competitor and certainly a friend to most of these girls takes a ball like that. We'll see if Paige can get refocused and you still have a game to play here and continue through it.
That's right, and you have to protect yourself out in the field as well. Sometimes it's good to wear the protective gear like a mouth guard or even knee pads. We know the pitchers wear them.
Yeah, you'll see a lot more ladies wearing those game-on face masks with the diamonds getting chewed up the way they get chewed up with multiple games. We don't get a lot of grooming in between games on tournaments, so you know a diamond's got to hold. It's conditioned for 10, 12 hours sometimes, and everyone that plays the game understands the kind of hops and bounces you can get, and good on the ladies that put the face gear on. There's some men that do it as well. I know in the upper leagues here in Ontario, and it's strictly for protection. You don't need to be losing teeth or breaking bones in your face, especially when you're from the 1800s.
Especially. It would take a lot longer to heal, and there's Patty Simon. Just foul.
So that's going to be a foul out for Paige.
Verboom was ready to roll, but she had to get slowed down almost at third base here, and that was a good run from first. Patty Smith lining out. There's an out for Team Kahunaverse. That brings up Gulbranson.
And she's had a good day, a couple base knocks, hitting some little humpback liners over the second baseman. See if she continues her hot way.
15-10 ball game for the Canadians. There's a shot in the gap to right center. Will that send Clowett? No, it won't. Kahunaverse controls the situation. The runners only move up one spot.
Tony's got to be happy with Tanya, looking like she's on her A game today.
And that's all that you can ask for at this point, is to have everybody rolling in your lineup. And Ashley Klunder has been rolling so far today.
Dead center field there. You see the U.S. ladies walking just beyond the fence there. They just played a game against OC on the back diamond.
I wonder how that game went. Klunder with a shot up the middle. That scores one. for Boom being held at third. That loads the bases one more time, moving station to station for Canada, putting 1 run up on the board.
Ashley continuing with her perfect day for 4 for 4. Hit that last hard line drive at Tanis that didn't quite stay in her glove. We gave her the base hit on that.
Kira Lyons, the shortstop, has been spectacular this game. See if she can play with the bat. Yes, she can. Right to the middle infielder. Will they get the out at second? Yes, they do. Not able to make another one, but the best play sometimes is a no play. So they hold on to it. They get their second out, sacrifices a run for Team Kahunaverse, and now they're stuck 7 again, but there's now 2 gone.
Good for Ashley Brown sticking with that one. She was a little hesitant, I think, at first when it bounced, but ended up throwing her body in front of it.
Lenny Stoddard, that will go foul.
As an athlete, as you probably have experienced, you take a weird fly ball or a bad route to a ball, you might be a little bit more hesitant for a ball to come your way the next time until you get that confidence level back up, and certainly taking one in the face isn't how you draw it up for a Sunday afternoon.
Of course, the doubt does begin to creep in a little bit, but there was no doubt this time. Ashley Brown making a solid play, turning her head. We did see that, and I don't blame her one bit. You want to be able to get that monkey off your back, especially after getting hit in the face. Hopefully, she takes a few moments to regroup, get that confidence back, and then get back out on the dish and do some work again. Kahunaverse ending the threat. Now they're down 17-10. Going into the top of the 7th. Don't go anywhere. Team Canada has their last at bats. Welcome back, the top of the 7th inning. Kahunaverse, the away team, going for it, trying to close the gap, down 17-10. The Team Canada wants to hold up. If they get 3 outs here, it's the ball game, and they get the first out here on Ashley Jackson. 2 more to go, and it looks like Bully, the coach from Kahunaverse, is making a change. Trying to get Amanda Wilcox in.
For Ashley Brown, who maybe a little worse for wear after taking that ball off the chin, and good call on Bruce just to give Ashley, get her out of the sun and have a little seat in the dugout there.
That's true. The sun doesn't look too hot out here, but it is quite warm. Not too much of a breeze as it was as the players have played with this weekend. And you don't want to have one of your best players not feeling well, especially when there's a contention for an opportunity to play with Team Canada at the border battle tonight at 4 o'clock on the women's side.
Yeah, the next game we have Team Canada men up against Record Farm from Quebec. Final tune-up for the men's team. We'll be looking forward to seeing that, as the U.S. men had a tune-up earlier today against Kahunaverse East and handled the East team fairly easily.
And Wilcox, coming off the bench, gets the walk. And that brings up Kristen Rundell, the right fielder for Kahunaverse. Another player wearing a helmet.
Flashing that number 4 on the back of it.
That's right. There's a shot. Kira Lyons knows what to do with it, easily moving to her glove side. There's 2 gone for Team Canada, and Kahunaverse is down to their last out. with Lynn VJ stepping up to the dish.
I've been really impressed with Fez today on the mound. Very consistent and mixing the pitches up, keeping the Kahunaverse girls guessing.
There's a shot from VJ. Will it find it? No,
Oh, my
and Team
goodness.
Canada ends the game on a spectacular catch from Ashley Klunder. That wasn't a TV dive. She had to go and get dirty for that one. Team Canada wins this one 17-10 against Kahunaverse. Great fight from both sides. And now Team Canada has to prepare for the border battle at 4 o'clock. Please join us. And you may be able to see a couple players from this Kahunaverse team playing against Team Canada and Team USA and wearing the maple leaf. Stay with us. We have our next game, Team Canada and Recru Farm from Quebec on the men's side. We'll see you shortly.